Hello everybody, thank you for watching. My name is David. I'm a life coach, help people from trauma. This is a question and answer video I do every single Monday, and I missed last week. I took it off. I had to move, and I'm all moved in. And thank you everyone for being patient and waiting 2 weeks for your answer to your question. Thank you very much. Any questions you guys have, go down below and ask me anything you want today in this video down in the comment section, and I'll answer it next Monday in the next video, okay? All I ask is you guys give locations, please. Tell us where you are from, and welcome new subscribers, welcome new viewers. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I really appreciate your support. Thank you very much. I'm trying to help people here with different kinds of trauma and help people from committing suicide. And so this information may be able to help people with that. And if you think I've helped you or could help somebody else, please support me by subscribing to my channel or voting on the videos or commenting down below. I'll ask you guys to tell us where you're from. Tell us your locations, please. I really like to know that, and so do a lot of other people. It really helps us feel connected. I want to thank Mitch for donating to the channel. Mitch is a supporter of this channel, and he helped me by donating his hard-earned money. I want to thank you very much, Mitch, and everybody who supports this channel. Thank you very, very much. I like to recommend something or suggest something to you guys to help you heal and grow and make your journey a little bit more productive and easier. And this week I want to recommend a book. I recommend a lot of books, but Graham from England is a supporter of the channel as well, and he says The Covert Passive Aggressive Narcissist by Debbie Mirza. She's almost as good as you, David, but definitely a good read for those trying to get their head around the crazy narcissist. So this week's recommendation is a book you can find on Amazon. I put the link down below in the description box, and it's called The Covert Passive Aggressive Narcissist: Recognizing the Traits and Finding Healing After Hidden Emotional and Psychological Abuse. The first time I met a passive aggressive person, it threw me off. I wasn't really too aware of what was going on. It was confusing when she was passive aggressive. So understanding it really helped me, and this book really helped Graham. So thank you, Graham, for the recommendation. And any of you that want to give this a try, follow the link down below to Amazon. I see here it's got Kindle $9.99. Thanks, Graham, for the recommendation. Thank you. All right, so let's get going with the question. First question of today's Q&A's videos is from Sarah, S-E-R-A. And I don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations, guys. Please tell us where you're at. So Sarah says, for the first asker, Jennifer, and she's referring to Jennifer who asked the questions a couple weeks ago, and to anyone else having trouble stopping themselves from checking the narc or borderline social media, the program freedom.to is a godsend. Freedom allows you to block certain websites, like those social media sites you can't help yourself from checking. You can also block the whole internet for a time if needed. There is a fee, but you can sign up for a lifetime access too. It has saved my sanity by allowing myself to block out sites that cause my anxiety. Great recommendation. Thank you very much. That's really nice, Sarah. That is about one of the biggest things I help my clients with, especially in the beginning, right? Is that dependency, that addictive element that draws us back to our abuser over and over and over again, even though we know they're bad, we don't love them, and we don't want them in our lives, and we just keep feeling compelled to go back to them or to go look at their social media accounts, and that just causes more and more anxiety, doesn't it? And we kind of are out of touch at that moment in our lives with that, not realizing what's hurting us or maybe not caring. So thank you, Sarah. I think that's a great recommendation. I hope it works for other people too. Love the feedback. I would love feedback to anybody who tries that. All right. I think this is a question. Hello, David. What are some strategies to not reacting to verbal abuse? I'm living with my ex-husband until the divorce is finalized. He has been calling me the C word, whore, dog, and cheap woman in front of our daughter. Nice. I'd even think about just calling the police. sometime just to see what he thinks about that. You know, have the police come over and tell him to stop abusing your wife in front of your daughter. How to calm myself down with a borderline narcissist. It's hard not to respond when he's constantly provoking, when he's in the rage mode. After his rage, he acted like nothing had happened and even shamelessly asking me for help. Thank you, David. Joey from... You didn't write, you didn't put it down. or cut it off. It says, thank you, David. Joey from... So, thank you, Joey. Horrible. This is abuse. And I just want to tell you, I mean, a lot of people ask me, how do I live with abuse? And you don't. Literally, you don't. You don't live with it. Nobody is impervious to it. Nobody can handle it. No one. There's no one strong enough or healthy enough to sit there and take emotional abuse. Okay? Nobody. And if you're sitting there taking it, then you're not strong enough and you're not healthy enough. The idea is we don't have this in our life, and that's healthy. I'm not judging you, Joey. I don't know what your situation is, okay? But I'm here to tell you that you can't live with him, and you should not subject your daughter to him either, okay? So there is no way. Literally, there is no way, because it's damaging no matter who you are. It would be damaging even if you didn't know him, okay? Even if it was a stranger, come live in your house tomorrow and start treating you this way. People talk about methods like gray rock, where we don't absorb it, we deflect it, we don't react to it. But none of these actually work, okay? They're great suggestions on how to take abuse, I guess, but do anything you can to get out of there. Don't wait for a divorce. I don't care how much money it costs. I don't care where you have to go live. There's nothing worse than this, especially for your daughter. Document these things. Record these things. Record them. Just sit there and record them right in his face. If he touches you, call the police. And you better start understanding what the law is. He can't stand in front of your way. He can't threaten you. He's not allowed to put his hands on you. None of this stuff. You call the police, call the police, call the police. But I'm going to keep stressing you have to leave. And I know the thing that is terrible, one aspect that's terrible is you can't possibly know how bad he's damaged you until you get out of it, and some time's passed. You'll start seeing it. You've been lying to yourself. He's been lying to you. You've been trying to survive in a way that means that you have to lie to yourself and ignore things to put up with it and stay there. You have no idea how bad it is until you're out of there. And I'm so sorry. We got to do whatever it takes. Anything. You've got to have some kind of family to stay with. A friend. Is there somewhere for your daughter to stay? Can your daughter stay at a friend's house for a while? I don't know. But your daughter can't be around this, and neither can you. Nobody can. And Joey, I'm not judging you. I hope you don't feel judged by me. I just cannot stress enough that you can't put up with this. You can't be around it. I don't know how long your divorce is, but you can't do this for one day. Not one more day. That being said, when he starts, we don't engage. So you don't go ask him questions. You don't answer his questions. Ignore him. You tell him to leave you alone. You document things. That means day and time, action, and feeling, how it feels. Go talk to a lawyer. Okay? Know your rights. Talk to police. Don't be afraid to call police at any moment. Whenever someone's upsetting you, anywhere, all of you out there, anytime people are upsetting you, you tell them to stop, okay? And we wait, start paying attention to time. Let time, count time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we don't react. Take your time. Wait and wait and wait. Get away from it. So we withdraw ourselves. Walk away, get away. Okay? This person's following you and harassing you. You start recording it. Call the police. I'm not kidding. all of this, and I go back to how it feels when we get out of these relationships. Our self-worth is down. We feel ashamed and guilty. We feel ashamed to call the police for small things. We think we're not significant enough. So we don't engage. We don't entertain them. We don't sit there and ask them questions and fight with them. You just stop. Literally stop. I don't care what they're arguing about, what they're saying, what they're demanding. Nothing. You do nothing. Stop. Walk away. Tell them, leave me alone. And then you go to another place and you soothe yourself. Calm yourself down. Practice breathing. Okay? There is no way to live with abuse. And we hear, there's a method called Gray Rock method, if you guys haven't heard about that. And it's just the only way. You try to put up with somebody abusing you and not leave. Because that's what we do. We have to leave. We've been conditioned not to leave. This is all from childhood. Not knowing what to do when we're in danger. Doing nothing. Freezing. Fawning. Instead of fighting or run. Gray Rock method is like a rock. What does a rock do? Nothing. Rock doesn't have feelings. A rock doesn't say anything. A rock doesn't argue. A rock doesn't have demands. And a rock doesn't have needs or wants. So you start losing yourself. You can't talk about your opinion. You can't talk about your feelings. You can't get what you need. You can't get what you want. And screw anything that you value of any moral value. You can't have that. So you've lost yourself probably, and you're going to continue to keep losing yourself. And don't forget that we're teaching your children. You're teaching your children all kinds of things. He's teaching your child and you're teaching your child. Your child's learning what a marriage is, what love is, by watching you two. Pretty warped view of what those things are, I bet, in your house right now. It's so damaging for both of you. Do anything you can to get out. Go anywhere else. Women's shelter. You won't know how damaging this is till you're out of it for quite a while. And you'll start realizing more and more and more as months, maybe years go by, how damaging this is. I'm very sorry. Good luck, Mom. I'm sorry. Awful, awful. Next question is from Elsa in Texas. Hi, Elsa. Hi, David. Why do people constantly update their profile picture and cover photo on Facebook? Is that a sign of insecurity? Yeah, it's a sign of an unstable sense of self, right? We don't know who we are, so we want people to validate, right? Am I pretty? 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 That's the biggest thing I see, right? That's the biggest thing we see. And it's the root cause. What this is I don't know myself inside, and I think I'm what I am on the outside. Okay, and so a lot of people think this. Okay, it's not just borderline. A lot of us think like this, being conditioned to think like this. That as long as I convince people I'm happy, that means I'm happy. No, it doesn't. Right? And look at social media, right? We always look like we're happy and everything's great. So someone that constantly reposts pictures, they need constant validation, right? So they're trying to get their emotional needs met through other people, which is external, doesn't work, not enough. Just like everything that's external, from money to drugs to sex, it's never enough, never enough, never enough, or never enough. Until a person that does this, until they start really knowing who they are inside and having confidence and love themselves and stuff like this, and know how to do this, that's internal, that lasts. And since they aren't doing that, they need other people to do that for them, and that won't last. So I got to do it tomorrow too. Oh, thank you, I had 200 people tell me I'm beautiful. Great. Next day, I need it again. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I need it. Tell me again. Tell me again. Tell me again. It's like trying to reassure a borderline. You won't leave him. I promise I won't leave. I promise no matter what I won't leave. I promise even if the world collapses, I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I won't leave you. Because they're not doing it themselves. They need you to do it. Outside, external. I hope that makes sense. Constant validation. They don't know they're good enough. They don't, and they're putting importance on looks and pretty and look like happy, and it just doesn't work like that at all. Hope that makes sense. Thank you. Mustafa, I think, hold on here. I can't remember where you're from. I think you've told me before, Mustafa, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't remember. But please tell us your locations, everyone. So your videos from 2 years ago about BPD pretty much summed up what my borderline ex has done. I was only for 9 weeks with her, and it took me about 6 weeks to get over it and start working on myself. It is funny because I have done research for 3 weeks after the breakup on BPD, and until I realized that something was wrong with me. She has been on block for 4 days now, and I won't give her a chance to pull me back in after talking bad about me to my friends. She blocked them after they told her that they'd be on my side, LOL. Once I started to see her as the child and me as the codependent enabler, it all made so much more sense now. Good. If anyone is suffering from BPD breakup, then please watch his videos from 2 years ago. I know that there are people who were with a BPD partner for several years and it will take longer to get over it, but it is better to start working now instead of running in circles. It is unhealthy love from both sides. Work on yourself and get them off your mind. You deserve better. Thank you, Mustafa. Everybody deserves better, right? Thank you. Good words, good encouraging words. And what he's talking about is borderline personality disorder videos that I made 2 years ago. I started making them 2-3 years ago, borderline videos. I've got, if you guys don't know where playlists are, or if you do, go to my playlist that's Healing Borderline Personality Disorder, or I think it just says BPD, not healing. And I have many videos there about borderline. So if you go to the front of my page, you'll see home, and then videos, and then playlists. Go to playlists and you'll see BPD. Okay? Thank you, Mustafa. All right. Joy Division Med 1. Don't know where you're from. Leave us your locations, please, guys. Hi, David. Do you think borderlines feel embarrassed by their actions on retrospect after they have done something crazy? Yes. Okay? Borderlines are just full of shame. Why? Because their disorder is a reaction to trauma. It's like a CPTSD spectrum. They're all the way at the top. And trauma equals shame. Anything emotionally painful that we don't understand equals shame. And shame means you're a bad person. Guilt is I did something wrong. Shame is I am wrong. I'm just a bad person. Borderlines believe they're horrible people. They hate themselves, and that's where fear of abandonment comes. Okay? They haven't just been neglected and abandoned. They believe they are horrible people, and as soon as you find that out, you're out of here. They hate themselves so much they know you will too. Real sad. Really sad. So embarrassed by their actions, yes, and that's impulsivity. Borderlines are unstable and impulsive. So unstable from too many emotions they can't process or regulate. So they have all these open emotions, and that makes you more unstable. And the more unstable you are, the more impulsive you become on trying to fix it, to feel better. Okay? So borderlines have huge anger problems, typically. They can't regulate, they can't calm themselves down, they get up real fast and boom! They feel massively unstable and impulsive, and they bite your head off, right? And then afterwards, they feel ashamed because they're full of shame. They are shame. So they're ashamed of tons of things they do. They get embarrassed, and anybody that does something, starts a fight, calls you a name, stuff like this, and acts like it didn't happen, that's all shame. That's all impulsivity. That's what impulsivity does. It makes people make quick choices, take actions that don't say who they are, that they're not proud of. You hear people say stuff like that all the time, don't you? It wasn't like me. I did something totally out of character. Stuff like that. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, they totally do. Narcissists too. Toxic people. Just unhealthy people. We do it sometimes, right? Or used to. I used to. I've done that before. done something I'm embarrassed about and just kind of don't want to acknowledge it. Right? Someone brings up and then you say, okay, I'm sorry. But then the narcissist will be like, no, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. You did it. Damn. Thank you. And I'm going to stop part 1 here because we're time up on my video. This is as far as my video goes before it starts over. So please stay tuned for part 2. Love yourself first, and tell us your locations, and keep asking questions. And anybody that wants coaching, go to daviddemars.com. Thank you. See you in part 2. Love yourself first. Bye.